This is Zhao Dan, guild leader of the Operation Rebel group in the NA 20 server, showcasing a Clash of the Minds. This is a guild event weekly on Wednesdays. It's actually a very important guild event because it has really high rewards. It gives immortal potions and demonic essences, which are used for upgrading and spiritualizing. So going through here I'm with CEO and Coronita. Props to them. Right now they're with me in a 3-person team. We're choosing 3 instead of 4 because it's faster, and we want as many teams possible because we're accumulating resources from these bosses we're defeating. And to the left, we're also using cards to increase our attributes and give us special effects. This is very much like Boss Rush. Right there, I just went for a Hell card. Hell is worth 1,000 resource points, and that could be multiplied by cards such as Rich. Rich is an effect card that gives multiple at times 2. And each of these cards, that was just a Hell regular, but they can come up to 3 times, just as is, not counting a Rich, for example. And we'll also be using attribute cards that increase our attack, defense, and HP whenever we get them. These cards also drop after we defeat each boss. And this is around a 15-minute long event. We're facing Underworld and Log Horizon. They don't seem to be a very active guild. Underworld, however, they are very active. This is one of their most active events, actually, so. And we are very actively in it as well. So, and we're just going to keep doing this until we win the game. Now, the rewards, they do differ depending on your rank, on what you win, between first, second, and third. First place is going to give you the most demonic essences and immortal waters, so that's important to look at. Now, the question is, how do you get the most points for your team? How do you do that? Because we all want to be number 1, no matter what, even the lowest. Actually, I've never really been in a 3rd place, so I don't know how low that is, but first and second are going to give a good amount. As a guild leader, first place, I get 100 of each. Second place, I get about 80, but that's the guild leader, so it goes down from deputy and then officer and so on, but no matter what, you're still getting more than 20 each, at least. So the strategy here, unfortunately, they're Coronita DC'd. I'm like, no. Can't have that. And certainly during a boss, that can be a little bit of a pain. Struggling there a little bit. I'm going to go ahead and snatch Coronita back in a moment. Send a invite. I'm like, get back in here. We need you. And hope that she joins. Or someone in general. But thankfully, Coronita comes back. I really want that Rich card right there. There's Coronita. She's back. Really wanted the Rich card. That's probably the most effective card outside the enemy resource steal effect card. Because it's going to multiply. So that 1,000 from that Hell was going to turn into 2,000, for example. So if you get a Hell times 3, well, that's 3,000, and you're going to times that by 2. It's going to be 6,000. It's very important when looking at your team strategy. You're going to want you're going to want the boss cards that give the most amount of resources. And hell is worth 1,000, but say for example, this is like one of the few alternatives. Say you have a hell on the field, but you have a hard times 3. Hards are worth 400. Times 3 is 1,200. It's a rare case to where a hard is actually going to outdo a regular hell card. And if it's hell times 2, there's nothing that's going to outdo that, because it's going to be 2,000. There's nothing. There's going to be no other combination that's going to beat that. As we just continue to just pummel these bosses. It could be a little bit repetitive, but it's worth the goal. It really is every week. It can be fun, because sometimes it's not happening here, but there is the option that when 2 opposing teams happen to sync at the same time, there is the possibility for a PvP match between the teams, which is awesome. I like that. They're right there. Hell 2. Like, heck yeah, I want that. So that adds some more fun to it. Of course, the PvP matches come at a minus, because they do take a little while depending. So they take a lot of time from getting resources. So if you do get into PvP battles with other players, don't expect because usually you get about 2,000 resources if you win. That's if you win. If you lose, you just lost everything. So they can take, anywhere like up to maybe a minute, dare I say. Bosses you can eliminate within like 10 seconds. You can imagine how many resources your team would be losing. And of course, in this matchup, my goal is I want to be, the number 1 resource team. That's my goal. So I want hards times 3. I want hards and hells. I mostly want hards times 3, and then I want, hell times 3. I want all that good stuff. So I'm going to go for the highest. There's you got easy, you got normal, you got hard, and then you got hell. We all want hell. It's going to be hard though, so you got to make sure your team's going to be set for that. I usually always go with cleric. That's just my go-to. It's my main. And I can also, I can combo it out. Not only can I, fight the boss with some PvE skills, I got PvP skills that can give my team some support if we do get into a PvP match. Definitely want to win those, because losing it's so costly. But out of all the cards, we mainly want hards and we want hells. If I don't see at least a hard, I'm like, well, damn. And I don't want to do any rerolls. It just wastes too much time. Like close to like 10 seconds to wait for a reroll. Who's got that much time? You're going to lose more. Basically, you're losing out 1 boss per, potentially. 1 boss kill, just to re-roll, so you can get a better card. It's not really worth it. See right there, I really want that rich card. I'm getting really lucky in this round. In this clash, I'm getting a lot of hards, a lot of hells, especially a lot of hells. I'm liking that. I'm just wanting to go through these bosses as quick as possible. Having an archer and a mage definitely helped. It definitely maximized the damage for our team. While I do a little bit of a hybrid. Usually I just have 1 PvP skill actually. The rest are PvE. Grasping Hand would be my PvP skill, so I can stun. I'm like, come on, I want that rich. and we're ending up, falling, behind UW. We got a few DCs and stuff, so we're struggling a little bit in this, but I'm very happy with my team right now because we're doing really well. I know we're doing really well. Just smooth going. And there's just a few minutes left. Actually, less than 4. And, mad props to Underworld and Demon. They're always so competitive and so good when it comes to Clash. Them and Legacy, they always give us a run for our money. For sure, that I always know. And there's a couple other guilds that are getting there too. Every guild should be playing this just because of the rewards. It's going to give you better option to upgrade and spiritualize, which is very important. You want to upgrade your gear, especially if you want to work on your DPS, you want to upgrade your weapons. You want to get that extra attack. Attack. It's one of the biggest BP games in the game. You want that. See, now I'm just like, come on, I want those riches. What's going on here? While also continue anytime I get a card, the attribute card, I always make sure I use those. I don't want those going to waste. Just in case. Get a little boost there. Just so smooth. I hate this boss. I loathe it. I really loathe that boss. It's one of my most disliked bosses. It's got 2 attacks that are just... they're like pile drivers. You just gotta hope you survive. Alright. Just actually a couple 3 times hards right there, but that's fine. If I see times 3 right there, that's fine. As long as I get through it fast. But all those cards really are luck. It's the luck of the draw, literally. So, and I hope with this showcase that everyone realizes, how important Clash really is, especially for the guild as a whole and the growth too. It can be really difficult sometimes to help members grow, but if there's a guild event right there that the victory gives resources for upgrading and spiritualizing, I mean that's a necessity right there. That's going to help those guild members, and it gives them the opportunity to join something that can be fun too. You want your guild to be very active. Operation Rebel is rank 2 right now. I really enjoy all my fellow guildies to, come in the events, have fun, and let's have fun together and get resources together that are gonna upgrade our stats and help us with our guild bosses and world bosses and everything else. So this event is very important. Alright, so now I'm just starting to finally get to use those riches, and I like that. Underworld's still ahead though, by a good amount. It was a comeuppance. We've won the last 3 Clash against Underworld, so we had our comeuppance. They're like, we got you now. And even though we had a couple DCs and some issues with some of our teams, I even had Cornita DC earlier, so I mean, I can't deny Underworld and their and how well they did. So that right there ended it, the clash. I didn't bring up the score, I should have, but if you play Clash, you'll get that. But I did get number one. But outside of getting number one, I just want everyone to know, if you do like, feel free to like and subscribe if you like these videos and what I'm doing. And I thank everyone for watching. Thank you so much.